long ago. Before kingdoms rose and fell, there was a jewel called the Phoenix Tear. Legend said it could heal any wound, banish any curse, and even raise the dead. Many sought it, but none returned. The tear was lost, hidden by fire and ash. In the quiet valley of Duskmere lived a girl named Lyra. She had hair like autumn leaves and eyes like burning gold. Her life was simple, tending sheep and gathering herbs. But Lyra carried a secret. She could hear the wind speak. When storms came, she felt their anger. When breezes blew, she felt their laughter. The villagers whispered she was touched by magic. Some feared her. Others envied her. Only her grandmother, old Yona, loved her without question. Yona told her stories of the Phoenix Tear. One day, Yona whispered, "It may seek you." Lyra laughed. "I'm no hero." But destiny is deaf to denial. One evening, shadows rose from the forest. They moved like smoke, whispering hunger. Villagers screamed as crops withered in seconds. Lyra raised her hands instinctively. The wind roared, scattering shadows. But one clung to her arm, burning her skin. She cried out in pain. Yona pulled her inside. "It has begun," Yona said grimly. "What has?" Lyra asked, trembling. "The tear is stirring. The shadows are its hunters." That night, Yona gave her a silver pendant. "This will guide you. You must find the tear." Lyra protested. "I can't leave you." Yona smiled sadly. "You must." "I am too old." "But your fire is just beginning." Lyra wept but obeyed. At dawn, she set out with only bread, water, and the pendant. The road was long and wild. Forests loomed, rivers raged, and mountains whispered. But the pendant glowed faintly, always pointing her forward. On the third day, she met a thief. He tried to steal her pack. She caught him with a blast of wind. "Let me go," he shouted. "Not until you tell me your name," she said. He grinned. "Ronan." Lyra frowned. "Why steal from me?" "Because you looked lost," he said honestly. She almost laughed. Instead, she offered him bread. Ronan blinked. "You're strange." "So are you," she replied. From then on, Ronan followed her. "I'm not protecting you," he claimed. "Of course not," she teased. Together, they traveled deeper into danger. Wolves stalked them at night. Bandits tried to rob them. Once, a river spirit demanded a toll. Lyra gave it her favorite ribbon. The spirit let them cross. Ronan shook his head. "You bargain with monsters? Better than fighting them," she said. Slowly, he began to respect her. One night, as they sat by a fire, Ronan spoke softly. "I wasn't always a thief. I had a family once." Lyra listened without judgment. "I'm still family," she said. Ronan looked away, hiding tears. The next morning, the pendant glowed brighter. "We're close," Lyra whispered. They entered the ashen peaks. Smoke filled the air. The ground was cracked and burning. "The tear is here," the wind whispered. But so were the shadows. They poured from the craters, endless and hungry. Lyra fought with wind and fire. Ronan fought with blades and grit. Still, they were outnumbered. "We can't win," Ronan shouted. "We don't have to," Lyra replied. She raised the pendant high. It blazed with silver light. The mountain split open. From the flames rose a great bird of fire. The phoenix. Its wings stretched across the sky. Its eyes burned with eternity. Shadow screamed and fled. Lyra fell to her knees. "The tear," she whispered. The phoenix lowered its head. A single jewel glowed in its chest. It fell into Lyra's hands. The phoenix spoke in her mind. "Child of wind, bearer of light. The tear is yours." Lyra wept with awe. "Why me?" "Because you chose love over fear," it replied. The bird vanished in a storm of fire. Only the tear remained. Lyra held it, trembling. Ronan stared. "You're incredible." She smiled faintly. "I'm just Lyra." They began the journey back. Shadows still hunted them. But the tear glowed brighter each time, scattering them. In villages they passed, Lyra healed the sick. She mended broken bones. She cured fevers. People called her blessed. She shook her head. "The tear is the blessing. I'm just its keeper." Ronan laughed. "Humble and powerful. Dangerous combination." Word spread quickly. King sent envoys to find her. Priests called her a prophet. Some feared her power. Some plotted to take the tear. One night, assassins struck. Ronan fought them fiercely. Lyra used the tear to blind them with light. When the battle ended, Ronan was bleeding. "Don't you dare die," Lyra begged. She pressed the tear to his wound. Golden light healed him instantly. Ronan gasped. "You saved me." Lyra smiled through tears. "Family, remember." He squeezed her hand. "Always." The next day, they reached Duskmere. The village was nearly gone, overrun with shadow. Lyra raised the tear high. Light swept through the valley. The shadow screamed and vanished. Crops bloomed again. Rivers ran clear. The people wept with joy. Yona embraced her granddaughter. "You did it." "We did it," Lyra corrected, glancing at Ronan. Peace returned. But danger was not gone. The tear was too powerful to be safe. "What will you do with it?" Ronan asked. Lyra thought long and hard. Finally, she returned to the Ashen Peaks. She stood where the phoenix rose. She held up the tear. "It belongs to you," she whispered. Fire swirled. And the phoenix appeared once more. "Wise child," it said. The tear returned to its chest. The phoenix bowed to her. "When you need me, call. I will come." Then it vanished into flame. Lyra turned to Ronan. "Now it's safe." He nodded. "And so are you." They walked back to Duskmere together. Life slowly returned to normal. But nothing was truly the same. Children followed Lyra, calling her windspeaker. Farmers asked her blessing for their fields. Ronan became the village's watchman. He never left her side. Seasons passed. Peace endured. Yet sometimes, Lyra dreamed of fire. She dreamed of shadows lurking beyond mountains. She dreamed of the phoenix's eyes. And she knew her story wasn't over. One autumn evening, she stood on the cliffs. The wind whispered urgently. "Danger comes again." She shivered. Ronan appeared beside her. "The wind's restless." "Yes," she said softly. He sighed. "Then so are we." She smiled. "Adventure never ends, does it?" "Not for us," he replied. They clasped hands, ready for what came next. Stars glittered above, brighter than ever. The wind howled like a song. And the phoenix's flame flickered faintly in the distance. Lyra knew the tear still watched over her. She knew shadows would rise again. But she also knew she was not alone. She had Ronan. She had the wind. She had courage. Together, they would face whatever came. For destiny had chosen her. Not for glory. Not for riches. But for love. Love of her people. Love of her home. Love of life itself. The phoenix tear was gone. But its gift remained in her heart. The power to hope. The power to heal. The power to rise from ashes. Ronan often teased her. One day, they'll build statues of you. She laughed. Statues can't hear the wind. He grinned. Then I'll make sure they carve me beside you. She shook her head, smiling. Always a thief. Always your thief, he replied. And she could not deny it warmed her heart. As years passed, songs of Lyra and Ronan spread far. Bards sang of the girl who spoke with wind. They sang of the thief who became her blade. They sang of firebirds and shadows, of courage and hope. Children dreamed of finding the tear themselves. Mothers told the tale as a lullaby. When shadows rise, the phoenix will burn again. And so the legend lived on. But Lyra never forgot the truth. Heroes are not born. They are made by love, pain, and choice. She was still a shepherd girl at heart. She still gathered herbs. She still laughed at silly jokes. But she carried a light no shadow could touch. Ronan carried it with her, in every step. And when storms rolled in, she faced them with a smile. For she had risen once. And she would rise again. The phoenix tear was gone. But the phoenix lived within her. And so her story burned eternal.